Socioeconomic impact of Hispanic immigration in the United States. Why are they leaving? With the recent scandal of tens of thousands of illegal immigrants from Central America, the U.S. is pressured to find a solution for this problem. The issue of immigration is more complicated than many people think because many of us in the U.S. often isolate ourselves from what is happening around the world. Most of us do not know the history of Central and South American countries, and most of us do not actively search for information beyond what is given to us in the media. In order to understand the behavior of the people with whom we share the American continent, we need to first take a look at what is going on there that is forcing many to leave their native countries. Important historical events. The corporations have exploited other nations and used the U.S. government to cause instability. Corporations like BP, ExxonMobil, GMC, Walmart, Wells Fargo, and many more lobby heavily on Congress to reduce or eliminate regulations that make them unaccountable while allowing them to be more profitable. The U.S. has ripped nations and peoples of their lands and goods, as was the case of Mexican lands during the Mexican-American War in the mid-1840s. Another example of how the U.S. has directly caused despair in South America is during the coup on the president of Chile, Salvador Allende, in 1973, ordered by U.S. President Nixon and executed by the CIA. Hugo Chavez. In 2002, the coup on the late president of Venezuela, Hugo Chavez, had the purpose of placing in power a government that would serve the interests of the U.S. Chavez was the first modern Venezuelan president that rejected many U.S. foreign policies, especially those that were related to Venezuelan oil. Chavez was genuinely elected by the people numerous times. This picture shows the support of the masses when he was freed after the coup. Manuel Zelaya. In 2009, former President of Honduras, Manuel Zelaya, was also the target of a coup which incriminates the U.S., although this continues to be denied. He was kidnapped at gunpoint out of his home. Bad news for Mexico. In 1994, U.S. President Clinton passed the NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement. Under this agreement, cheaper goods would be imported to U.S. soil, hurting the economy of the exporting countries. Also, giant companies like Walmart could establish in Mexico, causing great unemployment of Mexican farmers. When we consider all the ways in which the United States has negatively impacted societies in Central and South America, it becomes easier to understand why so many people want to escape delinquency and poverty and move to the nearest prosperous country. What can we do? Since corporation and government involvement in Hispanic countries is unlikely to stop, the waves of illegal immigrants should then be taken in as victims of this country's unjust affairs. An immigration reform needs to take place to absorb these people into our society. They are humans just like anyone else, and for the most part, they also want to work to achieve the same things: education, healthcare, housing, and safety. We can expand the United States' largely unused lands to disperse the population and create a responsible and sustainable economy. Hispanic immigration to the United States is expected to continue, and so the government will need to possibly begin developing new communities in rural areas. This will make life more attractive than in the urban areas. How will that help? Immigrants can work legally and contribute to the economy of the whole country. Immigrants can learn about renewable energy, crop rotation to preserve soils, construction, etc. The potential jobs for Hispanic immigrants, especially those without education, are endless, and in turn, the whole country would reap the benefits of their labor while at the same time giving them respect, rights, and protection.